Hello, I'm Sterling McKinley, and welcome to today's workshop. Today, we're talking about how to establish a professional domain, website, and email for your business. By the end of this workshop, you understand how to do all those things. So let's go ahead and get started. First off, who am I? My name is Sterling McKinley. I am the DMV Global Goal Coach. Now, what does that mean? So Global Goal started in 2017, and it's all about ensuring that people have access to all the opportunities that technology provides. And really, what we're trying to do is make sure that small business owners, Black and Latinx business owners, have access to digital skill sets. Why? Because digital skill sets are allow you to grow your business and to make more money. Also, I'm the founder of Birthright Digital. It's a training company and will teach people how to use digital marketing, digital skill sets. Also, you can email me at digitalcoachdmv at growwithg.co. Also, we're on Instagram as well. You can follow me at Sterling McKinley, or you can follow us at Digital Coaches Program. All right. So let's start off. Why is having a domain name so important for your business? Now, if you're out there, I want you to type in the chat why it's so important to have a domain name for your business. And I'll pause for a second and with your response. Now, it's so important because a domain name, it establishes credibility for your business. And that's so huge, especially online, because online is this scary place. We don't know who's on the other end of the computer screen, but having a domain name gives you credibility. It says that I'm serious about my business and that you can trust me. So right here we have two examples. Kind of small. Hope you can see, but one says sistersbakery.com. Now that seems professional. Now one is this very long website address that seems not professional. So once again, it's all about branding. It's all about looking professional. And online, it's really about building credibility. That's how you win customers over is by building credibility. So, what is the domain name? And it sounds simple. You probably know, but what is the domain name? So we're going to tell you. So think of your domain name is the online address on the web. It's how people can visit your website. So think about your phone number. Think about your physical address. That is the domain. That's how people are going to find you online. Simple as that. Very simple, but very important. Having a domain name is going to allow people to visit your company's website online and then hopefully do business with your company. So, what are the benefits of having a domain name? First, search, which is the biggest one. Having a domain name, somebody can go on Google, they can type in your business name, your category, and your site will come up and they will find you. So that's huge. People are going to come to your website by search, by finding it. So having a domain name is going to allow your site to be easily found on Google. Next is about building your brand. Having a domain name, an email address, a phone number, physical address, all these things are building your brand. So having a domain name to help you build that brand. So my domain, sterlingmckinley.com. That's my name. That's my brand. So having a domain name is going to help you have a brand. And the last one is being professional. Once again, you're a business. It's not a hobby. You're trying to make money. So one way to seem professional, to look professional, is by having a domain name, having the name of your business or some variation of that in your domain name is the way to look professional. Because once again, people are not going to do business with your company if they don't trust you. So having a domain name makes you appear more professional, and then visit your website and come to you for service. So the next thing we're talking about is how to choose a domain name. Now, this has gotten harder years ago on. Before, years ago, it was easy to find a domain name. Now it gets more difficult to find a domain name. But I'm going to give you some tips and tricks you can use to find one for your company. So the first thing you do when you choose the domain name is one, keep it short and simple. You don't want a whole sentence. Keep it short. 2, 3 words should be your domain name. Next, you keywords in brand names. So keywords, if you're a florist, you might say flowers. If you're a photographer, you might say photography in your domain name. Also, brand names, having the name of your company in the domain name is also good to have. And also consider alternative endings. Now, you're most used to .com, but there's .net, there's .biz, there's .tv. There are so many. So the chances are now that when you type in your name as the domain name and search for that, you're probably not going to find it. You might have to get creative. You might have to add some variations to it. But one way you can do that is by having alternate endings. So once again, think past.com, think about .net, .biz. You can use those endings to make sure that you get the domain name that match the branding of your business. And I just said that once again, go beyond.com. So there's hundreds of out there. There's .academy, there's .zone. There's so many different endings. So once again, if you do a search and you find your domain name .com not available, don't get discouraged. Search for another domain name that has a different ending. Okay, now the big thing is how to register a domain name. And today we're talking about how to do that on Google, but it's kind of the same process where you're on Google, wherever you're on GoDaddy, the same kind of process. So I'll walk you through that. So the first step you want to do to buy a domain name is look at different options. And today we're talking mostly about Google domains. So the first thing you want to do is go to domains.google. Once again, domains.google. And you'll see a homepage like this. And this is where you can search to find your domain name. So simply type in your domain name and hit the blue button that says get it. And now it's going to search and it's going to see if that domain name is available or not. Now on the next page, it will show you availability. You see little green checks. If it's available. If not, one thing too, Google is going to give you alternative suggestions. So you may not like those suggestions, but they're trying to help you find a domain name that's close to one you really want. So once you do that, go through that page, find a domain name that matches your criteria, and then choose it. Now, step 3, you want to add that domain to your shopping cart. This is really important. This is where you actually buy that domain name. So we'll talk more about this later, but buying domain name is very key. I would say if you have the budget, buy more than 1 year at a time because you don't want your domain name to expire and for another company to buy it. So at checkout, this is where you can choose your term. You can buy 1 year. Once again, do that, but be careful. You can buy 3 years, 5 years. I will buy 3 to 5 years to be safe. That way, every year, you don't have to make sure that you have to renew your domain name. You can have for that 3 or 5 year block. Now, when you're done, simply hit buy, and you're done. The next thing, if you're on somewhere like GoDaddy and you want to transfer your domain name to Google, you can do that. Simply, once again, go back to domains.google, type in your domain name, click on transfer. There's various steps that'll guide the transfer process. You pretty much have to verify, let's say you're at GoDaddy, that you own the domain name, and you have to transfer that to Google. So that's step 2. If you already have a domain name that's already existing, fine. You can change that and send it to Google. Also, let's talk about how to build a website with Google Sites. So if you don't have a website, you need to have a website. Once again, we're talking about being professional, about building trust. And a website is key. So yes, there's social media, there's videos, there's all these services, but your website is key. So if you don't have a website, Google has a free service called Google Sites where you can build your website. Now, these websites are template based. They're very easy to set up. If you can say edit a PowerPoint slide, you can create a website. So I'm going to walk you through some of those steps on how you can create a free website for your business. So some benefits of having a site on Google Sites. First one is no hosting fee. It's free. Now, all you have to do is pay for your domain name. Your domain names could run you about $12 a year. So once you buy your domain name, Google Sites is completely free. Next, I love Google products because multiple people can work on together. So if you have somebody that does your sales, your marketing, and so on, you can all have a login and all edit the site together. Next, the site is going to be mobile responsive. Now, that's something that's very cool. So, if you think about it, a lot of your interactions with your customers are to come through your mobile device. And if you have a standard website that's not mobile responsive, it's gonna look bad on a mobile phone. You have to pinch and zoom and scroll to find anything. Now, a site that's responsive, it takes the shape, takes the form of a mobile phone or device. That way, it looks better to your customers. So that's one of the key benefits. Having a mobile friendly site is key because once again, many times your customers' first interaction with your company online is going to be digital. So make sure it's a good interaction. And when you can do that is by ensuring that you have a mobile responsive website for your business. Also, like I said before, it's very easy. There's no coding, there's no programming. If you can click a button, if you can type in your business name and address, upload a picture, it's just that easy to create a site using Google Sites. Also, once again, if there are any questions or comments out there about building your website, about domain name, emails, please just drop those questions in the chat box and I'll be sure to answer those. So, going back to the slides here. So, this is a picture of Google Sites. So, once you load the website and go in, you have to choose your website and it has templates. Like I said, depending on your theme, if you're a restaurant, if you're a florist, it had templates. And the cool thing about templates is it's going to save you some time. It's going to give you an idea of what pages you can create. It's going to even give you some sample graphics as well. Now, once you do that, click on Start a New Site, select Templates. Once again, it's going to give you a list of different templates. Simply go to sites.google, and you'll see that. Now, this is how it looks. Once again, it's like a pop-up slide. You can easily add and delete organized pages. You can also add images and add text very easily. Also, easily you can upload video files, movies, and more. So, just like this, it's a nice what you call WYSIWYG editor. What you see is what you get. This is do it yourself. So, you want to click on something, just click on it, highlight it, then you can change the text, you can change the image. It's just that easy. And when you're done, it's also very easy to publish your site and share it. So once you're done with your site, you can share with others. You can invite others in your team to collaborate and make edits and changes as well. So tips for your website. Tip number one is have a website that is goal-oriented. Now, what does that mean? Having a goal is key. You'd be surprised how many websites don't have a goal. They don't tell people what to do. They don't say call, download. They're just there. So have a goal in mind. Do you want to drive phone calls? Do you want to drive foot traffic to your store? Think about what that goal is. Your website should be built around that goal. Next, make sure your website is organized. This is very important. Do not make your customers think. Make sure your website is organized in a logical way that makes sense. A simple way is having links at the top of your website and having drop downs. And don't have too much content. You want to have good content, but don't have pages and pages of content. Make sure that your website is easy to digest and is organized. Next is make sure it's useful. This sounds simple, but very important. I come to your site because I want to have a question that I want to answer. So your website should be more than just pictures and text. It should solve a problem for your customer and let them know why they should call you for service. So make sure your website is useful. Next, make sure your website is functional. So make sure that all your images are loading, make sure all your links work. One of the worst things is having a website that's broken and doesn't work. So periodically go to your website, click around the links, load the images, the pages, make sure things are working. 'Cause once again, your customer is going to equate your website with the value of your company. I'll say it again. Your customer is creating the website with the value of your company. So you can be a great company. You can have the best services, the best products, everything. But guess what? If I come to your website and it's a bad experience, I'm going to leave. So that's why it's so important to go through and make sure your website is functional and working because I don't know you're a good company. All I can see is your website. So I'm going to judge you on your website And that is when we call your service or hit the back button, go back to Google and find another company. Next, you to make sure that your website is intuitive. So make it easy. Having your phone number, having your address, having buttons, having shopping carts, having pictures, about us page. Make sure it's intuitive. There's an old saying, don't make big things. So when somebody comes to your website, it shouldn't be a scavenger hunt. They should have to search to find out what you do or to find your email address or your physical address. No, primarily people come to your website for information. They want to know your phone number, your email address, they want to see your services, they want to see your pricing and your contact information. So have those basic things because that's what people want. And next, make sure that it's search friendly. So having the right terms and phrases and keywords in your website. So one thing you have to remember is people don't know who you are, not yet. So if I come to your website, I'm not going to type in the name of your company because I don't know it. Let's say you're called J&J Florist. I don't know that. I'm going to type in florist near me, florist in Baltimore, florist in DC, a floor arrangement for a wedding or a funeral, things like that, things that describe your business. So one thing I encourage you to do is take time one day, take out 5-10 minutes and put in your customer account. Pretend that you're your customer, somebody that doesn't know the name of your company, but they know they need your product, they need your category. Write down 5 to 10 terms that somebody might type in to find your company. Then make sure you have those terms and phrases built in your website. So when somebody does a search in Google, when they type in florist near me, guess what? Now Google is going to show your website. That person clicks on it and comes to your business. So it's so important not only have a site that looks good to your customers, but have a site that is search engine friendly so that Google sees your website and recommends that to customers. Once again, any questions or comments, just type those below in the chat box. All right, moving on to how to set up email for your business. Once again, very important. Sounds simple, but having a professional email, website, domain mean a lot. And when somebody's emailing you, they don't want to send an email to your Gmail address or to your Yahoo address or AOL, whatever you have. They want to send something professional. So they want to send an email to sterlingmckinley.com. Why? Because that seems professional. It is professional. And it's about their branding as well. So the great thing about having a domain for your company is now you can also have a professional email for your company as well, which is very key. I see you, Carol. Thank you for your comment. It says great training. Appreciate that. Once again, Carol, or anybody that's on the training today, any questions or comments about what I'm saying or about digital skill sets to marketing, just type those questions in the chat box and I will stop and answer your questions. So, when you have a domain name for your business, what it's going to allow you to do is have email aliases. Now, what I mean by that, so for my company, I have sales at sterlingmckinley.com, I have info, I have sales, I have support.com. So, having email addresses will allow you to have more email addresses for your company. So, you have different employees or different departments and sections, they all now going to have a separate email address that looks personal that's still as your domain names. That's one of the keys about having domain name for your business. Let's have it in action here. What does it look like? So if you can see here on the screen, we have two email addresses here. We have Ellie at stacybakery.com and also Kimberly. That's look very professional. It's not, Kim or Bob at gmail.com. Having a professional email address is going to help with branding. And for your customer, it's going to look more professional. And it sounds simple, it sounds small, but it's a contest online. How much information can you give to your customer to make them feel empowered and make them feel they can trust you? Simple as that. It's about building that trust. So, an email address. a physical address, a phone number, a picture of you. All these things seem small, but together, what's due, it's going to be strong. It's going to build that professional brand for your business and also build that trust. So, once again, when you send emails to customers or they send you emails, make sure you're using a professional email address. Okay, so we went pretty fast today. I didn't have any questions or comments, but once again, if you have a question or comment about anything I said about digital skill sets or about getting a domain name or email address, type those in the chat box below. So, recap key takeaways. First one, a domain name is the address your website people see after the www dot. A professional email address comes after @simple. Next, tips on choosing the domain name. One, keep it simple. 2 to 3 words. Include your keywords, include your brand name as well. Also, if your .com is not available, consider additional domains. So a .net, a .biz, a .tv. Don't just stop if your .com is not available. You can choose alternative endings to find one that's available. Next, if you don't have a domain name, register one. You can do that by domain register like Google or GoDaddy. Once again, they're both great services, very similar. Simply go to these sites, you type your domain name, it searches through, it sees if your domain name is available. If not, it gives you options on variation of your domain name. You like it, you choose it, you buy it, you have a domain name. The next one is build a website. And even if you already have a website, remember your website is never done. Truthfully, I don't know anything in life that's never done. You can always add in your career, you can always work out more, whatever. So when it comes to your website, it's never done. When you do it, don't have it sit there for the next 5 years. No, every month you should be every week updating with new content, new pictures. Why? Because Google rewards sites that are relevant, that are updated frequently. So the more that you update and grow your website, the better. And also, too, go to your website, making sure that the links work, the picture load are very important. So, once again, a website and a domain is going to point people to your website. And once again, when they want to do that on a website, it's using Google Sites. Google Sites is a free website builder you can use to get started. Once again, it's better to have something online to have nothing. Next, a professional email address uses your domain name and adds a level of professionalism to your business. That's what it does, about being professional. Because once again, your potential customers, they're looking for a professional that knows what they're doing. And once again, those small things, an email address, a website, a phone number, all those things in their head, they're going to say, hey, this is the person that I want to work with. So, if you want to learn more about what I said or about email, about video, about Google search, the best thing you can do is go to youtube.com/Grow with Google. Now, this whole channel is dedicated to helping small business owners. It has a lot of tips, a lot of videos that are going to help you understand how to use digital skills to improve your business. Also, if you're an individual, a business owner, you all need to upskill your training. I do. Every day there's a new app, a new website, new skills. So there's something now called Google Career Certificates. You can get qualified in high demand job, high demand growth. If you want to find out more about this, visit google.com/certificates. They have everything from the analytics to business intelligence, digital marketing, IT, cybersecurity, UX, and project management. So once again, if you're looking for additional ways to boost your career, to get a raise at your job, or if you're a business owner and you want to just learn more about technology what's out there, simply visit grow.google/certificates. Thank you. So we're at the end here. Thank you for your time. I hope you found this helpful. Do me a favor. On the screen here, you see a QR code. Now, this is all about getting feedback. So if you have time, I want you to use your phone. I'll show you. Use your phone, scan this QR code. You will get a quick survey that will share your feedback. How was this workshop? Did you learn anything? Did you like me? I hope you say this was the best ever. But give me your feedback. I want to hear from you. I want to know how this workshop webinar was. But once again, we'll be back here next Tuesday. Once again at 11 a.m. talking more about how you can use digital tools to grow your business. So once again, thank you for joining us. Take care. Bye.